Hello, dear viewers. Namaskar. Welcome to Moksha Media. You are with Moksha Hiramat. The Sharanas movement in the 12th century AD in the state of Karnataka in India is memorable and noteworthy. It fought against social injustice. So many Sharanas voiced against social injustice and for social equality. So many of them participated in the movement, even though they were literally uneducated. They might not know the letters, but they knew the voice of the heart. So they participated for the social justice and they carried the movement to a logical end. They did it under the leadership of Basavanna. And thousands of Sharanas participated in it. They came from different parts of India at that time. And Amugi Devayya was one of them. Amugi Devayya lived in Solapura, now in Maharashtra, India. His profession was weaving. Varadani was the wife of Amugi Devayya. They lived in the circa of 1160 AD, approximately I think. Of course, some inscriptions of Pulje in Maharashtra refer to him. So many kings honored him, especially the Yadava king Singana honored him, and other kings also honored him with the praises, the son of Maheshwaragana. Of course, Amugi Devayya was a devotee of Shiva. He was for Shiva, he was to Shiva, he was by Shiva. He was committed to the concept of Shiva and he was committed to the Sharana movement. 30 of his vachanas are found. They bear the signature of Siddha Somanatha. Of course, Sharanas, when they composed vachanas, they used their signature at the end of each vachana. Amugi Devayya was not an exception to this. He also used his signature as Siddha Somanatha. In his vachanas, Amugi Devayya speaks of his devotion to the Ishtalinga and a description of Sharana principles. If we go through the vachanas of Amugi Devayya, we come to know the personality of Amugi Devayya as a fighter, as a professionist, as a voice for the social justice, and etc. etc. Of course, his vachanas are very simple, they are clearly understandable. Here, I would like to read some of his vachanas. It is possible to stand on razor's edge. It is possible to enter into tiger's cage. It is possible to embrace the lion's neck. It is impossible to sit even for a minute without touching you, Siddha Somanatha. Of course, vachana is very simple. The words used in that vachana are also very simple, but they say how a man cannot live without the grace of Shiva. It is impossible to live without the grace of a Shiva, God. Of course, it is possible to stand on razor's edge. See, razor's edge is very sharp. It cuts the things on which it stands. It is so sharp, but man can stand on it. It is possible. One can enter into the cage of tiger, a wild animal, a cruel animal. And one can embrace lion, which is very cruel, which is more cruel than the tiger. So all these things are possible. But one thing is impossible, that is, you cannot stand without the grace of God, Shiva. So, Shiva is need of the hour. He makes man a real human being, etc. etc. That is why the grace of God is very important. So all the words used in vachanas are very simple. They are very understandable. Even layman can understand it. Then another vachana. If not practiced in action, what use is knowledge? If not practiced in action, what use is knowledge? If not in action, can it be attained through thought? If not in action, can it be attained through thought? The blind cannot see the path, and the lame cannot walk. One without the other is of no use. The blind cannot see the path, and the lame cannot walk. One without the other is of no use. Action without the knowledge is inert, and knowledge without action is mere web of words. That is why a Sharana who wants to unite with Siddha Somanatha needs both. That is why a Sharana who wants to unite with Siddha Somanatha needs both. In this Vachana, Amugi Devayya tells us something about practice and action and knowledge. Of course, one should have a knowledge, but that knowledge without action is useless. One should have action, but action without knowledge is also useless. Knowledge and action are very important. One should not be without the other. If you have the knowledge without the action, that is useless. If you have the action without the knowledge, that also useless. So, action without the thought is useless. What you think that should be in action, it is not in action, it is useless. So then he uses another example. The blind one cannot see the path. The lame cannot walk. If they are not to each other, they cannot go ahead. So one needs the help of a lame, blind needs the help of a lame, and lame needs the help of a blind. If a lame sits on the shoulder of the blind, and lame shows the way, and blind walks the way. So then they go further and further. When they unite together, then only they do something good and they lead the life of happiness. That's why both are important. Both things are important. So, action without the knowledge is useless and inert. And knowledge without action is mere webs of words. They become simply words. Mere words are useless. So that is why a Sharana who wants to unite with Siddha Somanatha needs both. He needs action, he needs knowledge, he needs commitment, and he needs practice, etc., and then only he can see Siddha Somanatha, then only he can go Siddha Somanatha, then only he can unite with the Siddha Somanatha. So, action and knowledge are very important. It is very applicable nowadays because we do act without the knowledge. Some only have a knowledge but without the action. In order to do something good, in order to go up and up, action and knowledge should be united. Action and knowledge should be joined together, and then only one can do something. Then another vachana. Like the wind to which particles of dust cannot stuck. Like the wind to which particles of dust cannot stick. Like the pupil that is not tainted by causa. Like the tongue to which oil cannot get stuck. Like the goodness that cannot be turned to mud. Siddha Somanatha, your Sharana enjoys all pleasures and it stays apart. See, there are so many particles in the wind. But that wind do not stick to particles. Of course, a pupil can use the causal, but causal cannot be tainted him. It can beautify him, but it cannot taint him. It cannot taint him. Of course, one uses the oil, it passes into the body through the tongue, but the tongue can't stick to oil. So like that, goodness cannot be turned to mud. Like that, Sharanas enjoys all pleasures, but they stay apart. They know all the things. They do all the things, all the good things, but they do not stay up, but they stay apart from them. They are in the society, but they do not stick to society. They have the knowledge, but they cannot stick to knowledge. They do the action, but they cannot stick to action. By doing this, they get the pleasure, but they are apart from the pleasure. So, like this, Sharanas perform their activities. They are in the midst of the people, but they are not a people. So, here, Sharanas like Amugi, Devayya tries their best to awaken the common people. They do it for social justice. They are indifferent to genders. That is what the Sharanas movement in the 12th century tried its best to bring it to practice and to uphold the society to the higher and higher level. Today, we are there amidst the people, but we do not know each other. Today, we have got so many things, but we don't have that much of knowledgeable. If we are knowledgeable, we are not bring them into practice. So, in such a situation, these words are very noteworthy. There we come to know the importance of Sharanas like Amugi, Devayya. Dear viewers, subscribe and share and see you in next episode. Namaskar.